This day in sports history. This episode is brought to you by the Sterling Soap Company. Sterling Soap is 100% natural and with a variety of bath soaps, shave soaps, beard balm, lotions, cologne, and many more personal care products in a large variety of scents, you're sure to find something that's perfect for you or that special someone in your life. Check them out at sterlingsoap.com. It's January 13th, and on this day in 1991, Bo Jackson's football career came to a sudden end. This was a divisional playoff game between the Los Angeles Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. The third quarter had just started, and the Raiders were up 7-3. They'd gotten the ball to start the second half. It was second down and 10, and calling the action that day for NBC were Dick Enberg and Bill Walsh.
And the team just continued to function, and fortunately, in the sense they didn't have to have him playing great football, because a lot of other people were.
Bo Jackson has some room. One man to beat, and from behind, Kevin Walker saves another touchdown.
Jackson gained 34 yards before Bengals linebacker Kevin Walker grabbed Jackson's right leg and made the tackle. Now, nothing looked out of the ordinary. Jackson was able to get to his feet, and then he was in some obvious pain and he went back down to the ground. After trainers came onto the field, he was helped back to his feet and he limped across the field to the Raiders sideline. Nobody knew it at that moment, but that would be the last time that Bo Jackson would be in uniform on a football field. It turned out to be a dislocated hip, but it would get much worse. It took about a month to discover, but he had suffered avascular necrosis, which in essence is the blood flow to the bone tissue of the hip was cut off and the tissue died. His football career was over, right at the point where it looked like he was headed for the stratosphere. Numbers don't tell the full story, but playing a limited schedule in his 4 seasons, he averaged about 5.5 yards a carry. In 3 of his 4 seasons, he had the league's longest touchdown run. Of course, Bo was a 2-sport star. He was released by the Kansas City Royals soon after, and it looked like his baseball career would end as well. But he did sign with the Chicago White Sox in 1991. He only played in 23 games. He had 71 at-bats with 3 homers and 14 RBI. He had hip replacement surgery and he missed the entire 1992 baseball season before making a comeback with the White Sox in 93. After hitting .232 with 16 homers, he was named Comeback Player of the Year, but everybody could see that he just wasn't the same. He spent a year with the California Angels in 94 before retiring from baseball. On this day in 1999, Michael Jordan retired for the second time in 5 years. NBA players had been locked out while collective bargaining was happening. When the CBA was accepted on the 6th, and then with the end of the lockout coming in a few days, Jordan decided that this was the day to announce that he was retiring. But in essence, the decision had been made many months earlier, when it had become clear that Phil Jackson was not coming back to coach after winning the NBA championship in June. With the near impossibility of the Bulls re-signing Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman, it was going to be a complete rebuild with the Chicago Bulls, and Jordan wanted no part of that. He held a deep grudge against GM Jerry Krause, and that was known, but it was very obvious throughout the press conference that day. In his opening statement, when he was praising those with the franchise for building a team that had won 6 NBA titles, he casually but deliberately left out Jerry Krause's name.
I think everyone has their own reasoning. There's been a lot of speculations in terms of why. I'm pretty sure I get to that point once you guys get the opportunity to ask questions. But I want to say thank you to both of the gentlemen here, Mr. Stern and Mr. Reinsdorf, for presenting me with the opportunity to play the game of basketball, and certainly giving me an opportunity to come to Chicago and meet my beautiful wife and build a family here, and my family in North Carolina, a lot of my friends who have come up to support this day and support me, who've always supported me once I stepped on the basketball court and even when I didn't play on the basketball court.
So the guy who was introduced to the world with the game-winning shot against Georgetown in the 1982 NCAA championship game.
Shot, Jordan, Michael Jordan.
That was bookended 16 years later with the game-winning shot against the Utah Jazz in Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Michael Jordan went out on top, only to come back to the game a year later as part owner and team president of the Washington Wizards. And of course, he would put the uniform on once again in September of 2001. On this day in 1968, tragedy struck in the NHL. The Minnesota North Stars were playing at home against the Oakland Seals. North Stars center Bill Masterton skated into the offensive zone, and he was met by two Seals defenders. As Masterton passed to the wing, he was tripped up, and then as he was falling forward, one of the defenders caught him with a legal clean check, sending Masterton backward. The back of his head hit the ice with the sound that a teammate would later describe as like that of a baseball bat hitting a ball.